Hi, my name is Hannah. If you already knew that, welcome back. And if that's new information, welcome. So, I was talking to one of my good friends, Nikki, who you all have met like a couple times, recently, about my Ed Sheeran concert experience. As you know, a couple months ago, I went with my boyfriend Brian to see my favorite guy, Ed Sheeran. Um, and it was
talented, brilliant, incredible, amazing, show-stopping, spectacular, never the same, totally unique, completely not ever been done before, unafraid to reference or not reference, put it in a blender, shit on it, vomit on it, eat it, give birth to it.
like beautiful. Everything. And I mean, I've seen him before. Longtime fan. Um, I'm wearing my t-shirt from this tour right now, from the Divide tour. But I also have a t-shirt from his X tour, because I went to that show too. And it was just, hold on. I'll, hold on. Um, yeah, so anyway, we went to see him and it was great, and we had a really awesome seat. Yeah, we ended up being able to upgrade our seats, which was really sweet. We were so fucking close to the boy. And yeah, you guys know that. You saw the video. But what you don't know is the next day was like one of the worst days ever for me. Me and Brian, I was talking to Nikki about this the other day. Me and Brian came back on the train from Boston, and we got back, and Brian lives like in the middle of nowhere. And all the towns around him are like in the middle of nowhere. Like, it's where I live is a lot more suburban, and he lives kind of in a very woodsy area. Everything is very far from everything else. And especially where we got off in this stop, it was very residential, but like there was no stores or anything close by. But anyway, we got off the train and we were going to call an Uber to get back to Brian's. And I was responsible for that because Brian's bank had recently had a fraud detection, whatever thing go off, and decided to send him a new card because they thought that somebody was committing fraud on his card or something. There were some charges that he did not make. So anyway, Brian doesn't have a card, so he cannot use Uber or Lyft. Meaning, Hannah has a card still, so she's in charge of calling an Uber or a Lyft. So my phone was like low on battery because we spent some time in Boston. But on the train ride home, I played with my phone a little bit, whatever, like, you know. And as we got off the train, my phone died. And so I, like, literally as I was trying to call an Uber, my phone died. And there was literally, I shit you not, nowhere near us to call an Uber. Or no, not to call an Uber, to charge my phone. There was nothing in close proximity at all. And it sucked. And I was wearing jean shorts and a pair of flip-flops that were like literal just like pieces of plastic. You know what I mean? Like cute flip-flops but not comfortable flip-flops. My house is making noises. You fucking done? Don't backtalk me, house. Anyway, so I am wearing flip-flops, jean shorts, and this t-shirt. And we weren't able to call an Uber or Lyft. We tried contacting a couple taxi services. No one was available to come get us. And we ended up having to walk back 7 miles, it ended up being. We looked it up later. And luckily, Brian knew the way back to his house from this place, because neither of us also had service in this area. Like, I mean, we had service when we got off the train, but we didn't have service, like, as we progressed. Because, like I said, he lives in the middle of nowhere. So, Brian guided us home, whatever. And it was a whole thing. Like, he was annoyed with me because I have let my phone die, and, like, that's fair, honestly, because that was my fuck up. But, like, he and I were in a tiff, and, like, we were walking back, and it was 7 miles, and I was not dressed for the occasion. And it was really upsetting. Like, it honestly sucked. But when I talk about that weekend, I don't talk about that. Because, like, that wasn't relevant to me. Because I got to see Ed Sheeran the night before. You know what I mean? So, like, when I went and told all my friends about the weekend, because everyone knew I was going to this concert. All my coworkers knew I was going to this concert. Everyone was very excited for this momentous occasion. And everyone asked me about it after, obviously, as you do. And I didn't talk about the terrible way back because, like, it wasn't relevant for me. And I really enjoyed the concert. And it was just everything I fucking wanted and more, guys, okay? So, me and my friend were talking about this. Me and Nikki were talking about this. And she found out, like, even she found out that, about the whole after party where we had to walk 7 miles. She found this out like 4 months after the fact. I just told her recently when we were talking. And it got us to thinking, what other occasions in my life that sucked could Ed Sheeran have made better? And I just don't have like thoughts like that and like brush them off. I want to make a video about it. There have been times I definitely wish that he played a part, and well, one of them is when I had Bell's palsy. If you don't know, Bell's palsy is when, like, half of your face stop, the muscles in half, sorry, let me explain this better. When the muscles in your face on one side stop working. So, like, and they don't know what caused it, but it can be the after result of a virus. So I don't really know what it was. It didn't last that long. But I had it for a couple months, and during this time, I couldn't drink water without, like, holding my mouth shut. Like, I had to, like that. Or I couldn't smile. Like, when I would smile, it was like this. I couldn't blink my eye. I had to manually close my eye. And it was just a wacky, wacky time for me with Bell's palsy. I mean, it really wasn't the biggest deal in the world, but obviously, things could have been so much worse for me, but, like, at the end of the day, it happened, you know what I mean? And it sucked. It really did. I mean, and I just feel like having seen Ed Sheeran during those 4 or 5 months would have made that so much better, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I feel like I would be so happy that I wouldn't even care that I could only smile with half my face. You know what I mean? I would be totally fine, like, listening to Thinking Out Loud and just manually closing my eyes in pure bliss, you know? I think that's a fair thing to say, and I think that it would have made me not talk about having Bell's palsy. I wouldn't remember that time as, oh yeah, that time I had Bell's palsy. I would remember it as, oh, that time I had Ed Sheeran, you know? There's also the time that when I was single, when somebody asked me on a date, and then they just disappeared, like, completely, like, literally, they were like, oh, Hannah, you want to go on a date? And I was like, yeah, absolutely, like, I'm single as fuck. And they just were like, all right, word. And then, like, a day before the date, they were, like, out of my life forever. And it was just, like, I mean, it was meant to be, you know what I mean? Because, like, now I'm with the person I'm meant to be with. But, like, it sucked. And I just feel like if I were at an Ed Sheeran concert the following weekend singing about, you know, don't call me baby unless you mean it, then it wouldn't be so bad, and I wouldn't talk about that time that somebody fucking ditched my date. I would talk about the time that Ed Sheeran knew my heart more than I knew my heart, you know? I'm so fucking done with myself. There was also the time, or all the times that I fell. I mean, I'm a very clumsy gal. You saw the videos. It was a 2-part series. I've fallen a lot, and I've become concussed. But I also just feel like even my concussed brain could appreciate Ed Sheeran's artistry, you know what I mean? So, like, if I fell and got a concussion and then, like, 2 days later, I saw Ed Sheeran live in concert, he may have just cured me, honestly, you know? And then there's just every fucking day. I wish that I could get paid to see Ed Sheeran live, is basically what I'm saying. Like, I mean, I love my job, I love the kids, but, like, I feel like nothing quite takes the edge off, like, seeing Ed Sheeran live, you know what I'm saying? You probably don't. And that's it, guys. Thank you for joining me today. I hope you come back for the next video if I didn't scare you away. If you like this video, go down below and give me a thumbs up. If you have any scenarios in your life that you think Ed Sheeran could have made better, please go down below and leave a comment for me. I would love to hear them. He's a great guy. And if you think I'm out of my fucking mind, please go down there and tell me. Like, I mean, all comments are good comments, am I right? And yeah. Comment, like, subscribe. Tell your friends, tell your family, tell Ed Sheeran if you know him. And I'll see you next week. Bye.